I made $4.7 million in a single month by 25 years old. I did over $100 million in revenue by 28 years old. Now I run a private equity real estate fund called Red Brick Equity. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the 6 mindset shifts that took me from normal money to $4.7 million a month. Shift number 1 is find the vehicle. At 22 years old, right after I graduated from college, my dream was to pay for my rent, to cover my rent by investing in real estate. And just 12 months after graduating from college, I finally did it. I was flipping a couple houses a month at that point. It was just me and my dad and my brother doing it on the side. I was doing it full time, but both my brother and my dad had full-time jobs. So I was the only one kind of running the business. And my goal was just to pay for my expenses, which I was living in LA at the time. I was living in an $800 a month apartment. And my goal was just to get some passive income, some flips coming in every single month to cover that. And by the time I got to a couple flips a month, we had a small multifamily and single family home portfolio. My rent was now covered and my job was done. But what I realized at that point is that I'd gotten myself a job, because every single month I started from zero. I had to go find more deals, raise the money for those deals, buy those houses, renovate them, sell them to all make a profit. And I had to keep repeating this process. And so I had just built myself a very high paying job. And so while I was going through this, I wrote down a number on a piece of paper as a goal. And that goal was $50,000 a month passively. And then I asked myself, can this home flipping business actually help me get to this goal? It's just not even the right vehicle to be able to do that, because it's never going to be passive. So this made me go out searching for the right vehicle. I wanted to find the right vehicle, the right business, because I wasn't in the right business, to change the way that I was thinking about it so that I could reach my end game, which was $50,000 every single month passively. And I think by spending a ton of time trying to figure out what the right vehicle is, because I work my ass off and you do too, right? We both work our asses off. We both like hard work, right? So that's already the baseline. But now we want to find the right vehicle that we can actually work our ass off in. And to do that, you kind of have to take a little bit of a step back. And I wish I had done this earlier in my career, but taking a step back, looking at the bigger picture, what is my end game? What that end vehicle is, and then I might as well just spend those 20 hours a day on that new vehicle. I might as well just destroy everything I have today and rebuild from scratch with the right vehicle. That's why it's so important to choose the right vehicle that you're in. Shift number 2 is find the number 1 task. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 8 years old. And for many years, I used to just go through my to-do list, checking off things, replying to Slack messages, replying to emails, phone calls, calling people back as quickly as I possibly could. But later on in life, later on in my career, when I started making way more money, I realized that it was because I was just focusing on one main thing. Instead of keeping myself busy with all this different busy work, all the commotion that was happening with my businesses and with my employees, I just made it my sole focus to focus on one single thing. And what I decided to do was figure out what is the one thing that only I can do, that if I just focused on this for the next 3 to 6 months, that it would just completely change the trajectory of my life, of the life of the business, of the life of the people around me. What is one thing that I could crack that would just make everything else not matter anymore? And I have 2 stories from my life when I actually did this, and the results are insane. So at one point in my life, I was flipping 50 houses in a single month, and I had 25 employees. We were doing 50 deals that we were buying and selling every single month. We had hundreds of houses under construction all across the country. And I was looking at the P&L with me and my dad, and we were like, holy shit, we were making more money in the first year, second year in business. We were doing a couple deals a month with just us as a family versus 50 deals in a single month with 25 employees. And that really hit me, because I'm like, why am I taking all this risk, all this debt, signing on all these loans for something that's way riskier, and I'm making the same amount of money from when I first started in year 1 or year 2. And so my number 1 focus at that time was not about the business that I currently had. I completely ignored the business that I currently had because I knew that I had to find the next vehicle. What was the next thing that I could focus on that would change the trajectory of my life? Because this current thing that I was doing was just not working. And I think this is really tough for a lot of people to just completely ignore everything they have built and be like, I was wrong. This is not going to help me get to my end game, to get to my end goal. I need to change things up. And so my number 1 objective was to find the right vehicle to get into. And what I chose and what I found was not too far off. It was, instead of flipping houses, it was just buying multifamily apartments, still using the same team, find the deals, raise the money, put the deal together, and starting a fund. And that's what I do today. And then my second story is from when I started the fund. So when I first started the fund, I was like, all right, what is the number 1 thing I can do with this new business venture that would allow me to scale this indefinitely and help me get to my goals. And the number one thing that I found I was gonna focus on was running paid ads to raise money. I had been talking to everybody in the space and nobody had figured out how to crack this code. Nobody had figured out how they can run paid ads to raise money for their deals. And so I was like, man, if I can crack this, there is a huge opportunity. Because pretty much the way a fund works is that if you run paid ads and you raise money, the way you get compensated as a fund actually gets to offset all of these marketing fees that you have. So it would literally be, you can scale indefinitely so long as you can find deals to put these people in. And I was like, if I can crack this nut, I'm gonna be rich as hell in the next 24 months. 6 months later, after trying every single way that I know how to raise money with paid ads, it just didn't work. It worked for a little bit at a small scale, but as I tried to scale it up and turn up the dial, it just did not work. But this is still a good thing because it was my number one thing. And I was just focused on the wrong number one thing. But if I hadn't dedicated those 3 to 6 months of trying to figure it out as best as I could, I would still always have in the back of my mind, well, maybe it's paid ads, maybe it's this. But the answer is it's not paid ads. And what that led me to is that I should stop focusing on paid ads and instead focus on organic content. And now organic content and making content like this has become my number one priority. All right, shift number 3 is everything is hard. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 8 years old. I've started dozens and dozens of different businesses. Some have made me millions of dollars a month. Some have lost me millions of dollars in a single month. And throughout all these different business ventures, the one thing that I realized is that every business is hard. But being broke is hard, working a job is hard, starting over is hard, making tons of profit and dealing with tax issues is hard. No matter what you do, your life is going to be hard. If you want to have a great life, it is going to be a tough journey, but you have to enjoy the journey. And I know that's been kind of overplayed a million times, and you might not believe me until you are in the pit of it, but I was making the most amount of money in my life, and it was probably one of the toughest times of my life. And then I've been broke as hell, sick to my stomach, laying in bed, and that was one of the toughest times of my life as well. So at the very top, it's tough, and at the very bottom, it's tough as well. So once you accept that it's hard no matter what, you choose to do the hard things that will get you out of the current situation that you're in. So for example, if you're an electrician, right, and you're making $100,000 a year being an electrician, you're working with your hands, you're working 12 hours a day to try to feed and provide for your family. That is tough. But the guy on the other echelon of it, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, right, running billion-dollar companies, the richest people on earth, what they do is very, very tough as well. It is very hard. But which person would you rather be, and which life would you rather have? And for me, it was always looking at the people above me that were making way more money than me, looking at the people making way more money than me, and realizing to myself that both sides are hard. So I might as well choose the hard that I know has a higher probability of making me rich. And that's again what led me down the path of starting a private equity real estate fund. Shift number 4, let the assets pay for your lifestyle. In the beginning, when I first started in business and when I was trying to get to 4, 5, $6 million a month for one of my businesses, that was my main objective in life. It was not about my lifestyle or anything like that. It was like, the more revenue that I can have in a single month, the better entrepreneur that I am. And I got that number all the way up to $4.7 million in a single month. But you know what happens on the first of the month? That number goes to 0. And what do you have to do the next month? You have to wake up and do it all over again. And after doing this for 10 years, I realized that I was sick and tired of playing that game over and over and over again. And I realized there must be another way to play this game where you don't start day one with 0. That you can actually start day one with $50,000 or $100,000 or $250,000 every single month. And so because of this mindset shift, what I did is I started taking that revenue from grinding, from working my ass off on these businesses, and started taking this and buying assets. Those assets would then pay me no matter what happens. And this was building up my nest egg. And this again is why I started Red Brick Equity and started buying apartment buildings, is because now I allow other people to invest in those deals so they can finally escape the rat race that they're in. Because the end goal in my life is freedom, right? So being financially free, or having money coming in no matter if I work or if I don't work at all. And the only way to do that is by buying assets and letting those assets pay for your lifestyle. So for example, a story about this one, I just moved into a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, $10,000 a month penthouse. Before I moved into this penthouse, I bought a 24-unit apartment building. That apartment building covers my lifestyle here. It covers my entire rent. And that's a pretty large example, but you can find other examples in your life for your credit card bill or your car or your phone. You just slowly start chipping away at this. Buy assets that produce cash flow, use that cash flow to then pay off certain things in your life. Shift number 5 is pick the right people around you. For a long time in my life, I was the most successful person in the room or in my friend group. But then when I actually moved to Miami, I started sitting around the table with people that were doing way larger numbers than me. People that were doing 10 million bucks a month, 20 million bucks a month. They had large businesses with large enterprise value. And a story I have around this one is I was sitting around the table with a guy that was worth way more money than me. We sit down at the table, he throws the menus away, tells the waiter, order whatever, just bring whatever the chef recommends. And we just focused on the conversation. We focused on building a relationship with one another and doing deals together and talking about what we could do together instead of wasting the time ordering on the menu. And that's when it clicked for me that there are levels to this game. And sometimes just being around people that are playing at a way higher level than you, being around those people makes you think a hell of a lot differently about you and your life and the lifestyle that you have. And being around that table forced me to change the way that I think about money. It wasn't about $4.7 million in revenue in a single month. It was more around how can I make $50 million a month without working anymore? Because at a certain point, there is only so many hours in the day that you have, right? Like Elon Musk works the same amount of hours as you and me. Why does he make way more money? Because he has way more leverage. How does he have more leverage? He has more people working for him. He has bigger, higher lever pulls that he's working on, that he's pulling on for 10 hours a day versus me and you, or versus an electrician or a technician who's making 20 bucks an hour, 30 bucks an hour. He doesn't have enough leverage. And so we all have, as humans, the same hours in the day, but putting yourself around people that allow you to think bigger, to find bigger levers that you can pull will allow you to make way more money. Mindset shift number 6 is to take bets. Everyone sees that I made $5 million in a single month and they say, oh my God, you're so lucky. Wow, how did you do that? Wow, you're so blessed to be able to build a business and hire the right people and make this much money. Oh my God, good for you. But what people don't see is the amount of losses that I had since I was 8 years old up until I'm 30. The amount of times that I had to invest in myself and take bets on myself when those bets didn't work out. Again, I'm on business number 30 right now. There's 27 businesses that failed before my 3 businesses actually did well and actually made money. And even between those businesses, I had other businesses that failed. I had a title company that I posted about that failed. I had a trucking company that I spent millions of dollars on that failed as well. And so everybody sees the top line number and they think, oh my God, what a lucky guy, right? He just tried one thing and it was successful. But what people don't see is the pyramid below the water and the 27 different companies that I had that didn't amount to anything that allowed me to get one business or multiple businesses to multiple millions of dollars a month. So the lesson here is that you need to take bets on yourself. You need to bet on yourself as much as you possibly can. The more bets you take on yourself, the more learnings that you have, the more money that you can make from these new businesses that you're going to start into the future, or from new job opportunities that you may take on in the future as well. So that's how I made $4.7 million a month by 25. Find the right vehicle, then focus on the number one task that you have the most leverage to focus on. Assume and know that everything is hard. No matter what you do, it is going to be hard. Buy assets that pay for your lifestyle instead of taking the revenue or profits of your business to pay for your lifestyle. Pick the right people around you who are going to allow you to think bigger. And finally, take some bets on yourself. It might not be the first or second or third or fourth, but maybe the 10th or 20th or 30th bet is going to pay for all the bets before. If you want to see what I'm investing in right now, click the link down below, top of the description, and I'll send you what I'm working on. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.